FSF PopCast live show. Hello and welcome, kids and cadets. Welcome to the FSF PopCast. This is our live show. We should have a Kathleen here momentarily, I do believe. But until then, we have the ever awesome Jay from Geeks Podcast. Welcome back to the nerdery, Jay.
Thank you for having me on your program tonight, Tim. I'm very excited to talk geek.
Always a good time to have you on. We always, for anybody who's watching and is not familiar with the Three Geeks Podcast, we love working with Jay. We do some other stuff with other members of his group, and we do other things together. We help run the panel room together with him and PVD cast, at the Monroe Comic Con, and we really have a good time there. We're trying to do a few more Comic Cons together this year. So, but yeah, if you haven't already subscribed to Three Geeks Podcast, please give them a follow. We really, really like these guys, and Jay's just a ton of fun to work with.
We are so close to monetization. It's not even funny. What's up, Jess? And my friend Jess, who is the new geek on the Three Geeks, was supposed to join us tonight. So I just want to mention her book, The Secret City, Welcome to Oakbridge. Go check it out, guys. It's really, really good.
Oh, seriously? She wrote that?
Yeah.
Nice. I was not aware of this. Kathleen says, I'm trying to show up. Kathleen is experiencing technical difficulties because of Windows. It isn't Windows' fault. It's EA's fault. You can always just switch to a MacBook.
Yeah, or you could use a different web browser. Or stop playing The Sims for a day, Kathleen. I know
that's never going to happen.
I know
that's never going to happen. That is like surgically tied to her side. EA is so evil that Apple doesn't allow it.
Not true.
And he's like, yeah, and debunked.
Fake news.
Fake news. But yeah, so we're really excited to have Jay here tonight. So we're gonna try and jump into things pretty quickly here. But before we do that, what Jessi saying? Off topic. I'm emotional right now because I got a tiny black cat on a Borg kitty, and they painted him like my Obi-Wan, who would have been 19 today.
Oh, that is sad. I'm sorry for your loss.
Are you sorry? That sucks.
Yeah, Kathleen, the EA app wants you to play The Sims. Just uninstall The Sims. You'll be happy.
But hey, real quick before we jump into anything, we want to say thank you to all of our viewers, because without you, well, A, there's no show. B, we don't have anybody else to talk to. I mean, like I said on Thursday night, we can sit here and talk to ourselves, and that's fun and all, but still, we like talking with you, cool nerds as well. But we want to say thank you as well to those, our show partners, Bones Coffee Company. If you're not already familiar with them, go to bonescoffeecompany.com. You can use code FSF PopCast and get 10% off your order there. And try the Army of Dark Chocolate Coffee. Chef's kiss. And then Idea Farm, which used to be TCT, which is a t-shirt and merch company we work with. They're based out of Traverse City, Michigan. They are now called Idea Farm. If you go to their website, which is linked in the show notes down below, you can use the code FSF15. You'll get 15% off your order there. We use currently Eddy AI, which is a non-generative AI that helps us with our shorts, our reels, our tiki-takis, things like that. Helps us just cut up the longer videos into nice bite-sized components for social medias. And then, of course, Level Up Lightsabers. And one of these days, I swear, Master Allen, I will remember to charge you the stinking thing. But this is my Level Up lightsaber. Check out this beauty of a hilt. That thing is just gorgeous. Anyway, if you use the show link down below, not only do you get a really cool saber, you help the show as well, because we're an affiliate sponsor for them. Anyway, long story short, go click the things, do the things, be the things. John's going back. John says, happy tears are good tears. Handsome dude in the hat. If you're and Kathleen is slamming her head into the desk. So and mumbling non-family friendly words. So will you be switching over to John's computer anytime now? Is that what's going on?
FSF After Dark with Kathleen Wass. I can't wait to be a part of that program. She'll put the F in FSF.
She'll put both F's.
Yes, because she could give neither one.
Not a chance. She's not using John's computer. Pansy.
But she's down.
You'd be on the show by now if you were using John's Apple computer. Just saying.
It's true.
John's computer is evil. That's a good one, Jay. Yeah, that got me. That was good.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, she's anti-fruit based computing.
Well, you got to learn, so not that anti.
Yeah, well, yeah, say she's got 11. I don't know that she's all that. You'd be on the show by now. Shut up, Timothy.
It's like she's here with us. It's fantastic.
I know. This is actually kind of more fun because I can't hear her shrieking at me. So,
oh, you will soon. As soon as she gets.
Oh, I will. Yeah, as soon as she comes in, it's gonna be Timothy. So. All right, so let's talk about something real quick while we're waiting for Kathleen's computer to computer. There has been a lot in the news over the last week, and we covered it Thursday night on our sidebar, our other live show that we do Thursday night, 7:00. John and I go live, and we talk about different topics in the nerdosphere. And this past week, what we did is we talked about the retirement or the supposed retirement of Kathleen Kennedy from Star Wars, which 2 days after that article came out, Kathleen Kennedy refuted it, saying, yeah, I'm not retiring. I will go to my grave making movies.
That's kind of what she said. So the whole thing with Kathleen Kennedy, she says when she is ready to let go, she's going to bring on somebody and as her quote unquote apprentice, and she will train somebody herself. And people give her flack. Kathleen Kennedy has made some of the best films of all time. Go back and check the credits for some of her stuff. If you don't like Star Wars, there is enough Star Wars right now that there's something for everybody. I've learned that even listening to Max talk about Star Wars because he really likes the Goonies like show. I can't think of the name because I'm
Skeleton
not.
Crew.
Okay, I'm not as into Star Wars because I'm still 100% into the MCU and it's hard to follow everything of both. But
agreed.
Andor is another thing Max likes that he's really into, and just because he's not into Obi-Wan doesn't mean that all Star Wars is bad. You know what I mean? So people just need to calm down. Just calm down.
Which is impressive because I always say Max hates everything. But, I mean, he generally doesn't. There are things that Max loves. And when Max likes something, he gets behind it 110%. And so, but, yeah, there's something out there for everybody, unless you're spiteful, hateful, and just, but, there's so much right now that I would have killed for this amount of content, Star Wars content when I was a kid. Just absolutely killed for it.
That's how I feel about the MCU. I'd have killed for this. That's why I'm still in it. Like, even the bad MCU, I usually have a good time with.
Hey, there we go. And there it is. Jessi says a round table with us three. Jay is MCU, Tim is Star Wars, and she's Star Trek.
Nice. I speak Star Wars and Star Trek. Like, I like Star Trek.
I speak MCU. I'm learning Star Trek. I can't say that I'm horribly fluent in it, but I'm not as adverse to it as I once was. I used to be, treat it like it was the plague from the other side of the room, and oh God, don't look, don't touch, run. Hello, John Doe Juggalo.
How you doing, buddy?
Howdy.
I'm a bad Star Trek fan apparently because I even like Discovery and all the new stuff. So, but I like Star Trek.
Yeah, she speaks all, but not very well versed in MCU. See, I can speak all. I'm just not very well versed in Star Trek, which is why I keep Jessi around. I mean, other than the fact that she's awesome and I really like her show and what she does, and she's a super cool person. And I have Star Wars gifts to prove that. But she sent me some really cool Star Wars stuff. Hold on a second.
I know the silence is great for a podcast, guys. So anyway, yeah, I speak it. What's up, Corey? How you doing? John Walsh likes franchise stuff, is like pizza. Even when it isn't great, it's still pizza, and pizza is better than no pizza. 1000%, unless it's Little Caesars.
But yeah, so she sent me a Mandalorian Pez dispenser. I can't really see it because of the blur. She sent me a Princess Leia from Empire Strikes Back. She sent me Han Solo from Empire. Check that out if you can. That cool. And I'm gonna have to turn off my blur because this is not going to be easy to see. My house is under construction right now, and there is literally dust everywhere. So, and then she got me this.
Very nice. Who got that for you?
Jessi from Crusher Convo.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that was super cool of her. She's like, I got some stuff to send you, and I'm like, okay.
Right.
You know. Let's see. Kathleen says, honestly, Jessi could probably get into the show before her. There's a computer 5 feet away from you, Kathleen. Just use that one. Wilkie says, hey, y'all. Howdy. Yeah, that franchise content. There is that comment. And Jessi says, no, that's good Star Trek. So you're in a good spot. That's good Star Trek. And then we have people talking to each other. Hey, Corey. Hey, Jeff. Howdy. Wait, we use that pizza metaphor for oh geez. Okay, and
adult metaphors in chat.
That was actually, yes, that is very much an adult metaphor. I've actually heard them use that for other things. Jessi says, I knew you would appreciate it and take care of them more than me. I'm on my computer right now. Well, Jessi, if you want to jump in and try and talk MCU with us tonight, because that's what we're getting to. We've been kind of stalling, waiting for Kathleen, but now I want to change it to franchise content instead of pizza.
There you go.
But yeah, Jessi, you're always welcome to join us. If you want to jump in, you're more than welcome to. We're going to be talking MCU and the Avengers tonight here in just a moment. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hold on a second. I can make this
it's something you can fake. You could fake MCU stuff all day.
Right?
Another metaphor for the wasses. I love this show mainly because I like watching the two of them go back and forth in your comment section, John and Kathleen, whom I love very, very much.
It is yeah, it is entertaining, especially when they, All right, Jessi, link is sent. It's on its way.
I hope we get them in Monroe this year.
I hope so too. The last 2 years they haven't been able to make it. Just life had been lifing and at the speed of ultraviolet life for them the last couple of years. So hopefully things are slowing down. I think for us, I think for them, and I'm hoping that that's something that we can all kind of get together and do. That, and I'd like to see them. If we can get them to Grand Rapids as well, and maybe even the Lansing Comic-Con. So.
Nice. You got to do Galaxy Con with us too soon.
I need to. I want to. Been talking about it. So, well, that's good, Kathleen. Let's keep that up. She says, I'm running out of organs trying to kill me. I would appreciate it if they didn't kill you. I think John would appreciate it more. So, but yeah, she says, so hopefully we won't miss Monroe again. I hope so too. That'd be cool. So, all right. Well, while we're waiting for Jessi, we're going to go ahead and start talking about what we were going to talk about tonight. And that topic is the Avengers. Oh, and look at that. Just on cue, Jessi comes in. I say her name and she's like, Ma.
Does she know that we have to call her Kathleen while she's here?
I haven't told her that, but, I think she'll catch on. Hello, Jessi.
Hi.
Hi, Jessi. It's been a while since we've been on a show together.
It has. Sorry, I was just eating and it just got.
That's okay.
So
we'll take it.
I don't look the great.
Oh, you're adorable. You look better than Jason fine. And I, so you'll be fine.
Just came out of the shower. Yeah. Okay.
Well, see, and you're even clean too. So there you go. It's win-win-win.
It's a win-win.
Yeah. Well, there's 3 of us. So win-win-win-win-win-win. Anyway, okay. I'm gonna go way off topic with that when I was starting into an office quote. So what we're talking about tonight is the Avengers, and because with the phases ending and new phases starting, and then there was that phase in the middle where everybody's going, "Oh dear God, what is going on with the MCU?"
Not me. I loved it, most of it.
I liked a lot of it. I just felt like it was very disheveled.
The only thing I've hated in the MCU is the Eternals, except for the assistant. The assistant in that was amazing. Give him his own show. But other than that, that sucked. And Secret Invasion was just boring. You have Samuel L. Jackson and what's supposed to be a spy show, and it's boring. No.
My biggest problem was Secret Invasion. And I have to be careful because one of my guests was on, and she was on the writing crew of Secret Invasion. Is that there was so much potential for that show, and just the way that show ended, I just felt like it kind of just ran into a brick wall and just boom, just stopped. So, and yeah, who knows? Maybe we can get you guys together on the screen at the same time.
Finally.
Finally.
I don't think it's ever happened. Like
I think you're right. I think every time that you've been on, she's either not been able to be on or something's come up.
Yeah.
So that's kind of
and
funny.
I think you've planned it. I think this is all Tim's way. He did something to her computer.
Because you were on with Nick. Like, you've even been on with Nick and not Kathleen.
No, Kathleen says it has happened once.
Oh, it has happened once. Okay.
I am saved.
The very first time. I think that's when it happened.
I think back when you had when
I had a co-host. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's when we were on last.
That's been like 2 years. Oh my goodness.
So it's been a minute or 3.
It's been a minute. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Shush.
She's on a fruit-based computer.
I hate it over here.
Amazing, isn't it? Look at you in glorious HD.
Kathleen, I feel your pain. Okay.
Let's remove this for a second so we can see more of Kathleen.
It's what everybody wants is Kathleen in glorious HD. And this chair sucks, John.
EA is bad, Kathleen. Just get rid of the Sims and your computer will be fine.
My computer was also an anniversary present, like for our 4th anniversary. She's not exactly youthful anymore.
23 years ago, she got the computer.
She's not young anymore.
I didn't know you were
playing
2C.
She's playing on an i486. No big deal.
Ugh. So hi, how's everybody?
Good. We are just getting into the topic, just starting to talk about the Avengers. So before we get into the topic of the new Avengers, who they are, who they might be, anything along those lines, let's just start with this. A very simple, basic question. Favorite Avenger? Why?
Man, this wasn't in the notes. This wasn't in the homework.
You're right. I have learned from the great Jason Taylor to not always put things in notes and sometimes just do it off the cuff.
I'm proud of you. Very proud of you. I'm not going to go with Spider-Man, even though that would be my go-to, just because that's such a generic answer. I don't want to say Spider-Man. So I'm going to go with my favorite event. I'm going to go with my favorite MCU Avenger, and that's Ant-Man, because I love those movies. I think they're funny.
Okay. All right.
I'll basically say it. Spider-Man has always been my favorite. He was my favorite comic book. Even though my favorite superhero is in DC, which is Superman, but Spider-Man was always my favorite. But I do love Hawkeye.
Okay.
I'm definitely even when I did RPG games, I loved the bow and arrow. So
yeah,
that's why.
All right.
Yeah, me and Jessi should be best friends. Superman's also my favorite, and I also play with the bow and arrow when I play with RPG games.
Yeah, I actually just saw it in the comments too, but I'm gonna have to go with Steve Rogers, the original Cap. Not that it matters who's Cap, because Cap's still awesome. But it's definitely either. I mean, it's a close tie between Steve and Thor. But, thank you.
All right, and Granzier agrees. Steve Rogers, Captain America, is his favorite.
Shut her off.
So, this is a hard answer for me because if we're going along the Civil War lines, I actually like both of the leaders of the Civil War equally, just about, but for very different reasons. Number one, I like Steve Rogers because of, like John's comment, he was the moral compass of the team. He kept the team going and grounded and all those things. And then I love Tony Stark. Not so much Iron Man, although Iron Man was great. I actually like Tony Stark more just because of the sarcasm and the comments that he would make, which is also why it's like these two, and then like right underneath them is Ant-Man. For the very same reasons. Because I love the aloofness of Ant-Man and some of the comments he makes, and just, but if I had to pick between the two, I'd probably pick Tony Stark just because, there's my favorite line in all of the movies is, how would you describe yourself? Millionaire, playboy, philanthropist, and just walks away.
I think it's because RDJ fleshed out that character more.
Yeah.
He definitely did more with Tony, and then Iron Man was just like on the side. It wasn't Iron Man and Tony, right?
I think so, yeah. Because for me, I mean, when I watch these movies, I look at it and I go, well, anybody could have been. Nothing against Don Cheadle. He's a hell of an actor, and I'm pretty sure I mispronounced his last name there. But anybody could have been War Machine. Anybody could have been Thor. Honestly, anybody, because of the CGI, could have been the Hulk. But I think that Robert Downey Jr. is Tony Stark. He's one of those people where it's going to be hard for me to see anybody else ever in that role, much like it is for me with Hugh Jackman and Wolverine. So.
I don't disagree. My runner-up would have been Doctor Strange, because Benedict Cumberbatch would read me the telephone book, and I would be thoroughly entertained for hours upon hours.
Benedict,
I do enjoy butternut crinkle fries.
He's amazing.
He's such a good actor. He really is. Not just here, but if you watched him on, Sherlock at all, amazing. And I'm not even that huge of a Sherlock Holmes fan, and I'm like, and by the way, his version of Sherlock way better than RDJ's, right? So even though I like RDJ's version,
even his portrayal of Smog is fantastic.
Yeah,
his portrayal of Khan, however, is questionable.
No, but God, it's amazing. His portrayal of Khan is so good. Oh my gosh. Oh, that is one of my.
I understand where Jesse's coming from with that. Yes, it can be questionable, but also at the same time, all of those movies were.
Exactly. It's a different timeline. He did fine.
The JJ movies were so good.
Yes, Tim.
I think did Jay take himself out? No, I think he took himself out. I didn't touch anything. My hand was raised. Hand to God.
Oh no, I pushed him out. I'm so sorry. He was great as Khan. Come back.
He's the greatest Khan ever. Come back, Jason. Short of
better than Ricardo Montalban, I swear.
I don't think there was a problem with his acting. I did not rage quit.
The technology issues are contagious.
It was good timing, though. It was good timing.
That was perfect. I'm like, no, it wasn't me. My hand was up here. This is my clicker hand. It was raised.
See, I'll never say anything bad about the JJ movies because they brought me back into Star Trek, because I stopped watching for like 20 years. And then I watched 2009 and I was back.
I thoroughly enjoyed the JJ movies. I have nothing against it. It's just a different timeline, so it's a different way that they approach the characters. But because Ricardo Montalban coming complete opposite, but he did as good as he could with what he was given. So yeah,
I think my only issue with that movie with him being Khan wasn't with him or his acting. because I thought he did. I thought it's the same argument that I will use for a lot of the sequel trilogy in Star Wars. The actors did what they could with what they were given, and I felt like there was more to the story, especially with the interactions between him and the Admiral, or the General Admiral, or whatever that guy played. But there was just that whole storyline was kind of. But I thought he did as best he could with it.
My thing with that movie that I will say was kind of not great was the reveal that he's Khan. He like says it like everybody should know who Khan is, and that moment.
I've actually haven't seen those last two yet. I saw 2009, but not those last two. But I've seen a bunch of clips and stuff just because of the podcast.
You can't judge. And Beyond,
I so can judge.
Beyond is more old school Trek than the other two are.
I think that's what I
Much
heard,
closer,
but I know my husband really liked Into the Darkness. So
I did, yeah. I enjoyed it. The first two out of the three. Hey Brandon, don't worry, buddy. We're still kind of we haven't gotten
we're all late. We haven't
into
even
the main topic yet.
My fault. My apologies.
It's okay. And Grazer says, no, I didn't really like him as Khan. I think Khan is supposed to be from Mongolia. While Ricardo Montalban is not from the region, he had the accent, acting, commanded the set. And hell a lot of cleavage too. He had some serious man cleavage going on.
One of the actors from Lost is playing Khan in an audio book or an audio drama, I think.
Yeah, I saw that audio series. That looks really good.
Yes.
Yeah, David Mack is associated with that, and he's been writing for it. So I'm with David Mack associated with it, I think that's going to be just a banger of a script. But yeah, we have been good, Brandon. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. So yeah, we kind of got derailed here for a quick second on all things Star Trek and the Kelvin timeline. There was no rail. We hovercrafted over into the Kelvin timeline for Star Trek, but that's okay. We're having fun. We're having fun. That's all that matters. I mean, we have a topic, but we're having fun. So we all kind of picked our favorite Avengers, but now with the new section of the MCU coming and everything that's happening, we have the possibility of new Avengers. And so these are some of the actors, or it's not the actors, but the characters that have been proposed as possibilities for the new Avengers. So do you guys have any that you feel definitely need to make the cut? Now, Jessi, I had Jason and Kathleen pick out, I think, 4 or 5 of them. You don't have to pick out 4 or 5. Just pick out a couple that you think that would make the cut. And if you have one outside of this picture, a Marvel character that's kind of like your wild card that you'd love to throw in there, please feel free, because I have one on my next slide, and that's going to be lots of fun.
You don't have a Fantastic Four on here. They're very much in play.
I used somebody else's artwork because I got home late. I didn't have time to make a cool composite photo. I was like, that's as close as this is as close as I'm going to get for right now, and we're running with it.
So do I pick first, or do we have
Sure. We'll go in descending order. We'll go Jessi, then Kathleen, then Jason, and then I'll go.
Yeah, definitely don't have 4 or 5 picks. I do love Vision. I absolutely love Vision. Huge fan. If I'm going to be throwing in a wild card here, though, everyone knows I'm a huge X-Men fan.
Right.
And out of my favorites, I would love to see Storm.
Ooh.
I would love to see Storm. Storm is my favorite. Rogue is a close second. But yeah, I would just off the cuff with no homework. Yeah, that would definitely be my choice.
Okay.
I knew Kathleen would be on my side. I know.
I totally am. I had actually because I didn't know earlier today whether or not I was going to be up to doing this today. I was having a rough day with the kid, and I'm like, you know what? I need to just sit down and think about this. And John and I were talking about it, and I came up with a whole crew. I came up with the whole new Avengers crew, and it's insane, and I love it.
Brandon.
So yeah, with it having Sam as Cap, that's the starting point is where I was looking at with that. And then I was realizing I'm like, Ant-Man and Spider-Man with Cap would be so much fun. Like, I would love the combination of the three of them. But then I'm like, well, you need to balance it out a little bit. And so then I was thinking about putting She-Hulk in there. But having it that She-Hulk was originally just supposed to work in the legal department, that she's really not supposed to be on the fighting team. And so the entire time that she's actually fighting with them, she's doing the math on how much their insurance is going to cover the damages that they're doing. And like trying to keep them in line with the, just because you can throw somebody through a window doesn't mean you need to.
Okay.
And then like the last couple I was struggling with a little bit with the I feel like our dear friend Wade Wilson needs his chance to be an Avenger. He needs to get past the interview and actually get a chance to be an Avenger. But then you need somebody to balance him out. And I mean, She-Hulk would definitely help balance him out. But there has been a new Marvel character put into play semi-recently that I think would also have a good chance and a good shot at being on the Avengers team. And that would be Birdie the Duck. Because I do believe that the daughter of Darcy and Howard the Duck needs a chance to be an Avenger.
My God.
That blows my storm out of the water, man. Gosh, dang it.
I had time to think about it, though. I wasn't just drawn into this and thrown into it in the middle of the show. But yeah, like, specifically, like, the She-Hulk, Deadpool, Birdie combo in comparison to the Sam, Ant-Man, Spider-Man combo. Like, I know that Spider-Man, the entire time he's around She-Hulk, is just going to do the, you're pretty, and you're tall, and you're pretty, and you're tall. That's like...
You're pretty tall.
Yeah. But, like, I feel like Sam and Ant-Man and Spider-Man would, like, actually be the heroes, but also then you'd have She-Hulk, like I said, doing the math behind the scenes of the how much damages are we causing, and then Birdie and Deadpool just causing pure chaos, but also somehow still actually being the ones that defeat the bad guys.
So, just in case anybody wonders what Birdie the Duck looks like. So, if you haven't been familiar with that storyline. So,
sorry to just like commandeer the timeline and be like, no,
that's okay.
All of it right now.
Deadpool and She-Hulk breaking the fourth wall, and each other's fourth wall breaks. Yeah, it'd be like glass shattering everywhere.
It could be funny, but it'd be a fine line that they would have to walk before it got old fast.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
I mean, I could see with this though, I could see like her making a comment and him walking up behind her and be like, yeah, right, and then just kind of keep going, that type of thing.
Or
it would have to be.
He's doing the wall breaking, and she comes over and like pulls him back into the story.
Hands him an invoice for what he just did. Why are there two Spider-Man in the image? Was there two Spider-Man?
Spider-Man and Deadpool.
Oh, okay. I was like, I look pretty close out there. I didn't think there was any repeats. That's why I picked the picture. Because
when people think that Deadpool is Spider-Man, when little kids think that Deadpool is Spider-Man, he pretends that he is.
Well, that's true. Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Okay. You got me there. I went back. I thought it meant the picture, and I'm like, no, I looked at that pretty closely. I know there are no doubles on that. Okay. Very good. I like the choices so far. All right, Jason, what about you? Who would you like to see in the new Avengers?
I'm a sucker for women, so I'm just gonna say that before I get into my list. I'm going with the new Hawkeye. I love her. And my next pick's gonna be very controversial, and I don't care. Ms. Marvel, because I also really like her. Shang-Chi, because I just want to get him back on screen. How many of these am I supposed to be picking? Because I could pick these all day. Shang-Chi.
Total of 5 with a wild card.
Okay, that's 3. Right? I'm gonna go with Ironheart, even though we've only seen her one time in Black Panther 2, which is my favorite of the 2 Black Panther movies. Fight me, internet, fight me. But that movie is an emotional punch to the stomach. I don't care. I get it. Like, it's only an emotional punch because Chadwick died, and that's awful. But that movie made me cry and made Max cry, and we cried together.
Okay.
And it was great.
The end when they meet the kid, yeah, done. And yeah.
And then my wild card pick is Beast, because we've seen Beast Kelsey Grammer's Beast is in the post-credit scene for the Marvels, and that is my wild card pick.
Wait, were we only
All right.
supposed to cry at the end of Wakanda Forever?
No, I cried at other spots too, but that one at the end really got me.
Yeah.
When we meet his son. Yeah.
I was gonna
Done.
say, I did anybody else just start crying as soon as they started
Yes.
the Marvel run?
Yeah.
Yeah.
From the beginning of the movie, where as soon as it was a non-standard Marvel entry, and I went like, I was in the theater going, oh, this was a rookie mistake. I'll be crying in public. Yeah. Brandon says his female Avenger would be Wanda. Okay. You respect that. Wanda can be very strong, very powerful. Trapped a whole city in her brain.
A little too powerful.
She did.
It's true. I'm not denying it.
She did.
Let's throw Agatha
Okay.
in the mix, see how those two get along.
You know, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I think there needs to be like I know that not very often do all the bad guys. I want the bad guys to get together, because I don't know if this happened in Marvel or not, and I feel really bad for saying this, but like in DC, there was the Legion of Doom, and all the bad guys got together and had their like quarterly meetings for bad guys. I don't know, but did they do the same thing in Marvel? Because I'm having a massive brain fart right now. I don't think Marvel had a Legion of Doom with one bad guy being the lead, with Lex Luthor being the lead of the Legion of Doom.
I mean, kind
Anybody?
of the Infinity War. I'm pretty sure some villains teamed up with Thanos, but it's been a minute since I've read that.
Yeah, but
no,
even at
not
that,
like
those
the team.
those were lower tier guys, though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sinister Six. That's a good point.
Sinister Six, yeah, okay, yeah. See, that's why I asked. The brain's farting out, and this is why I have. See, this is all the notes I have for tonight. That's my note sheet. So, see, Jason, I'm getting better.
Went from
Got
a Google
better.
Doc to a sticky note.
I got better. So, all right. So here's my picks for the new Avengers. So Sam Wilson is my lead. Oh yeah, the Brotherhood of Mutants. Yeah, with Magneto. Okay. Sam Wilson, of course, as the lead, because if there's a Cap available, I think Cap should always be the lead of the Avengers. Personally. Then I wanted them to be able to have a group that was going to be able to work off of each other's power sets a little bit, just to some degree. And so there's a lot of similarities here in what they do and how they do, and a lot of hand-to-hand fighting. So my next pick is Shang-Chi. Because much like Jason, I just want him on film whenever I can get him, because I think he's an awesome character. And yeah, I loved the 10 Rings movie. I thought that was really good. Just really liked that character. I want to see him more on screen. Next is Moon Knight, because I'll always take more Moon Knight. I love the multiple personalities and the changes and the, you never know quite what you're getting, but when he fights, Moon Knight is amazing. Next is Shuri as Black Panther, because Black Panther, and I like Shuri as a character as well. I was going to go with Ms. Marvel, even though she's in the photo, but or Captain Marvel rather. But I don't know where we are with Brie Larson as far as coming back to the MCU and what she's going to be doing moving forward. I think that's kind of up in the air as to whether but yeah, so I didn't pick her. And then my last pick is Ant-Man. So now one of my what's it called? My wild card pick was possibly Namor, but you see him on the screen there. I was like, well, I like Namor, and it's basically Aquaman for Marvel, but he has a pretty cool power set as well. But I thought, well, you know what? There's one hero out there that just doesn't get enough possibility. And yes, Moon Knight is a badass. And Granzier says, I don't recall Green Goblin ever teaming up with Red Skull. Well, that's true. Yeah. Not even Joker would team up with Red Skull. Well, yeah, because one's DC, one's Marvel.
Could happen,
I guess. Okay. But yeah, Moon Knight is amazing, and I really love that storyline, and I'm hoping that we're getting a season 2 out of that one. But here's my wild card, because I thought, you know what? This is an underused Marvel character that would have to be updated, because originally this character was designed after Bo Derek and in the disco era. So it would have to be updated for something a little more 2025 than the disco era. So, and there's already a perfect actress to play her. I don't know how much acting she's done, but that's the Dazzler.
Duh.
Taylor
I mean,
Swift.
that's right there, folks. Right there. Let's make it happen. I'm all for this casting, by the way. I think it's great.
I think it's hysterical that that in this photo they put these two pictures side by side, because Dazzler's got the blue covering her eyes, Taylor's got the blue covering her eyes, and
dude, I thought she was going to be in Deadpool and Wolverine as Dazzler, and the fact that she's not makes me think that there is talks of it actually happening down the line.
I think it has to happen somewhere. The Dazzler, yeah, she was originally designed after Bo Derek, and they were hoping, I read a whole article about it. Squirrel Girl, Great Lakes, the Great Lakes Avengers.
Squirrel Girl was also on my list, but
make disco great again.
It was a close tie between Squirrel Girl and Deadpool.
John, no, we're not putting that back up on the screen, John. You know better.
Does he though?
I like to think he does. But yeah, so that was my pick. I was like, there's all these really cool. I was going through looking at all these underused Marvel characters. Frog Thor was the other guy that I was like, Frog Thor is pretty cool. Because originally it was just Thor that was turned into a frog because of Loki. And then later on, a frog somehow got a sliver of Mjolnir and was able to pick it up. And he turned into Thor. Frog Thorian, or I can't remember what his name was, but I have to look it up. But that kind of amused me pretty greatly.
But if we have that, then we need the Gator Loki.
I mean, see, even he loves Frog Thor. Brandon loves Frog Thor.
The Animal Avengers.
Trogdor. Pet Avengers.
There you go.
Well, they had the DC version of that, so. But yeah, so that's who I was thinking. I am kind of curious though. I'm going to go back to that other picture though. I don't know, out of all the people that are in this picture, I don't know that we're going to get. Are we getting Cumberbatch back as Doctor Strange? Because I thought I read something the other day where that was not going to be a thing.
No, it's a thing, because he corrected himself.
He what?
It's a thing. They just all have to be shut up now. They're not shutting up. Yeah, he said he was going to be in the second one, and then he said, "Wait a second, I might be in the first one," and then it's going to look with that.
Oh, is he talking about like the Secret Wars and stuff like that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
John wants to know soon for Avengers, like next month, I think.
Oh, okay. John also wants to know who should be the next big bad in the MCU. Well, it won't be Kang. I know that much.
Doctor Doom. It's going to be Doctor Doom. It's not going to be Downey as Doctor Doom, but it's going to be Doctor Doom.
Yeah, he means after Doom.
Oh, Apocalypse would be amazing.
Hell yeah.
I would love to see Galactus if they do it right.
Well, Galactus is going to be in Fantastic Four. You get to see like the back of his head.
Do you? Okay, I missed that in the trailer. Okay, I'll have to go back and watch the trailer.
Like the back of Yoda's head? Is that what it looked like? Or
no, it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good.
Okay, better than that. Okay.
John has an idea for Kang. We'll discuss it on Thursday. Okay, I'm down with that.
Well,
I have an idea for Kang.
The charges against Jonathan Major were dropped, so there's rumors that he's back in talks with Disney to wrap up the character.
It would be nice if charges that are proven to either be dropped or to be false allegations would make it so that people could actually, get their jobs back and not be completely canceled.
Yeah.
I'm not still bitter about Amber Turd.
That's different.
Yeah. I mean, they're both a little crazy, but yeah, I know what you mean. I know the sentiment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, if it's supposed to be prove it until found, guilty until or innocent until guilty.
Until proven. Yeah.
And now it's guilty till innocent, but I think if you're innocent of what you've been charged of, then yeah, you should be able to regain your life and do your life, and but yeah, that's a whole other topic of discussion. Brandon says he was going to say Galactus too. Yeah, I actually really enjoyed the first two Fantastic Four movies, not the very first two, but the last two with Chris Evans as Flame-On Boy, Johnny Storm. But I don't know where my brain was going with this. Oh yeah. Okay. I'm a little tired, lost train of thought, regained it, back on the station. Here we go. Okay. This is a bad night.
This is your world, Tim. We're just living in it. It's fine.
Yeah. It's fine. Tim. I did Matt Talk last week, and I said, welcome to Three Geeks Podcast. It was a mess. I didn't even put us on the screen. We were muted. It was a disaster. I get it, man.
Oh, I completely forgot the video I was supposed to post at my live yesterday. I was like, okay, bye. And I was like, crap.
Yeah. Over 40 after 7 is a dangerous combination. And at least you're doing it, Tim. At least you're doing it.
See, whereas like Tim's trying to figure out his train of thought. Tim's trying to figure out his train of thought, and I'm over here listening to the conversation happening in the other room over here with the, well, what do you mean we have to clean up everything you've done? Oh boy.
My emotional support kitty showed up.
Mr. Seven.
There's the 7.
7, the biggest
My
fluffy
kitties are passed
marshmallow
out.
boy.
He likes to lick my beard.
Nice.
Grooming you.
Feels
'cause he
good
loves
on his tongue. Yes.
So
He's cleaning himself.
So anyway, what I was trying to get to is that I liked those movies, those two movies, and even though the Silver Surfer had some plot holes that you could drive some trucks through. Hi, 7.
he loves you.
My biggest complaint about that movie was that Galactus was a cloud.
Ugh. I'm so glad we're past the cloud in the sky phase of superhero movies and just movies in general.
Who gave the child spray soap?
That'd be me. Because it is a wonderful way to keep her contained.
Oh, I can't wait to get her spray soap in Monroe.
So make me grab Beverly. We're gonna
all the spray.
I'm trying to get his paws where you can see him because he's got massive paws. He's polydactyl, so he looks like he has
You just
mittens
might have
on
to
his
grab a
front hands.
murder mitten and show it to the camera.
Yeah. God.
Grab the murder mittens.
Oh, there we go.
You murder mitten.
He has opposable thumbs. He can
He
grab
goes
onto my
through
hand.
your hand.
So
I love that cat.
I was like,
He's
oh
very
man, he's gonna
snuggly.
shank me. So
He's very snuggly.
he is. He's purring so loud right now. So, but yeah, I feel like Dr. Evil.
You do look like a Bond villain. It's fine.
I feel like I'm sitting here petting a cat. And so we'll talk about the evil ones now.
We know that you're the brains of it, though, 7. We understand.
Especially tonight. So
Okay, have you seen the movie Cats and Dogs, Tim?
I think so. It's been a long time.
With
but I think so.
the beagle puppy,
Yeah.
and their big scary villain is Mr. Tinkles, the white Persian cat.
Yeah.
That's 7 right now.
He's our murder cat. He's big. He's a big lover, and he wants snuggles and cuddles all the time, but you put him outside and he will bring back this thing. He kills anything that moves and brings it to the door as a prize. So
because he has to take care of you guys.
It to you. Yeah, he's giving it as a gift, as appreciation.
Oh, I know why he's doing it, but I feel bad.
You're a terrible hunter, and he is going to provide food for you.
When our neighbor moved in from across the street, the way that I met him is he came over with a baggie full of feathers and was like, "This is what your cat is doing to my birds."
Whoopsie doodle.
Whoops.
And I'm like, well, maybe you shouldn't have put the bird feeder, foot off the ground.
Yeah.
You basically made a buffet for my cat. So.
The cat my mother-in-law had when John and I first started dating would leave headless mice just outside the back door. And the number of times that you wouldn't see it until you stepped on it.
Ah.
So gross.
Nope.
Nice.
I'd tap out.
All right. So Jessi, what do you got coming up on the Crusher Convo?
That's good. That's a good question. Let me look at my calendar. Okay, so I'm going live this Friday. I'm gonna have Kenny from Truck Wars podcast, where he you guys got to listen to this podcast, okay, where he basically does like a parallel of Star Trek and Star Wars of an episode or whatever. It's very, very well done.
Okay.
We're going to be talking about the Borg and the Crushers and how accidentally that Beverly, by saving the Borg, she ended up getting destroyed by them later on, but it's fine. And then Tim, you're going to be on in a couple of weeks.
I am.
So,
yes.
Yeah. So we'll find out on Friday, because I'm doing a new thing. I'm doing the Sick Bay Spinner.
Ooh.
Where I'll have a bunch of episodes. I sold this from Captain's Quadrant, so this is all Joe's idea. But I'll spin the wheel and I'll tell me what the episode is. I'll tell me what the episode is. So we'll find out on Friday. Yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah. Tim does talk Trek. Tim talks Trek real good.
It's probably going to be something that it's going to be like, I have some like segments like time travel or deadly games or whatever. And it's going to be like, Tim's going to have no idea. It's going to be fun. It's great. I mean,
Tim does talk Trek. He talks it mostly okay and sometimes acceptably.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine. It'll be okay.
It'll be fine.
Jessi will have to carry me through those, but it'll be fine.
Maybe we'll watch TOS.
There you go. Why you gotta do that to me?
It's up to the spinner.
Right.
It's on the
it's on the spinner. Okay.
It's on the spinner.
As long as it's not the animated series, and then I don't have to get high to sit down and watch it. So I'm pretty sure you got to be just ripped stoned to watch that animated series.
Hey, good stories, though, man. Good stories.
Woo. It's legal in Michigan, Tim. And a DoorDash.
All right. Yeah, actually, you can. All right, Jay, what's coming up on 3 Geeks and the Matt Talks?
3 Geeks Podcast live every Saturday at 7 p.m. We have been consistent all year. It's been amazing. Matt Talk is new this week. Also, John and I will be reviewing a season 6 episode. I don't know the name of the episode off the top of my head, but it will be fun. Just launched a new show with my friend Jamie, which will air on opposite weeks to Matt Talk. And go back, guys, yesterday and watch the Big Binge watch list. It is the best introduction of anybody to ever be on a podcast ever. It's Jamie's first time ever doing a podcast, and it was wonderful. You couldn't script a better introduction. Seriously, go watch it. Jessi, as soon as this is over, just go watch the first 2 minutes. I don't care about the algorithm. Just go laugh. And also, my friend Destiny, who is one of the new 3 Geeks, she's on once a month. She wrote a book called The Secret City, Welcome to Oak Bridge. Go check it out, guys. She was supposed to be on tonight. She got sick, so I do want to give her a shout out for her book. And 3 Geeks Podcast, we're doing it. We finally got some ladies that I thought would fit in with us very, very well. And so far, it's working out very well. I'm super excited about it.
Awesome.
Very, very cool. And so we actually sit down this Saturday to record our upcoming RPG session, and we do need to make my new character because my old character, spoiler alert if you haven't watched the last RPG episode, He caught the dead.
Died heroically.
It's John's fault, but yeah, I caught the dead.
He died heroically, and there will be songs written about him.
Yay! Star Wars songs. So yeah, but yeah, that's the thing. So we got to make my character, especially. Oh, hi, Kitty.
Is that Beverly?
No, this is Erilyn.
Erilyn,
Hi.
she's
Hi,
beautiful.
Daughter's pet. Yeah, she's purring,
pretty.
but she doesn't like being on camera, so it's okay. Good job.
She's
And-
that pretty.
Beverly's passed out. Just
Gotcha.
she's like, I'm asleep. Don't even bother.
Also, at some point in the semi-near future, when I figure out how to get it to work, I'm still working on it. I have had this horribly brilliant idea of adding a game show element to our show, in which I am just going to be tormenting the guests and my wonderful co-hosts. And it's actually based off of a recent Jeopardy category. So there's going to be some interesting chaos happening, hopefully, soon. I just have to figure out how to get a game show to work on StreamYard, which there's ways.
There's ways to do it. Well, before we go live with it, you and I will sit down and we'll practice it.
I've just been anxiety cleaning my house and not actually sitting at my computer doing stuff.
Tormenting Tim. And yeah, it does sound like fun, Brandon. We should have fun with that. It should be a good time. But yeah, we got to record that or get that character built because we're recording on Saturday. And that will air live on Monday. Well, it'll be pre-recorded, but it will air on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And also, yeah, I mean to make sure that Kathleen's computer works first.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with Bertha tonight. I will go talk to her in a minute.
You might have to play from a tablet. That works too. You can do it from there. And then also coming up soon to the FSF PopCast, I sat down with Catherine Baskin. She is the community manager for Arrowhead Game Studios, which is the studio responsible for the amazingness that is known as Helldivers 2 for Liberty. Anyway, yeah, sat down and talked with her, and she is so cool. Had just an amazing chat with her, and we talked about old school video games and her growing up, and she's a big horror movie fan, and talked about all the things that she's one of the new writers for one of the guys that I write with on Couch Soup, which is why there's the Couch Soup logo down there. I'll get there in a second. She's also writing for something called the Fear Zine, which is a horror gaming magazine. All these, the different horror games, like, you think of like the classics like Silent Hill, things like that. She's writing about all of that kind of stuff. But then also, on top of the video interview, she also did 5 questions for me for Couch Soup, an exclusive Couch Soup interview, which we were going to talk a little more direct. We talk a little more directly about the game, everything else, and it's Arrowhead's involvement in the game studios. So we're trying to make sure that these go live pretty close to each other. So yeah, these will both be coming out real soon, and yeah, check it out. It's going to be a lot of fun, not only for Couch Soup, but also here on the FSF PopCast. So that's all, folks. So yeah, if you haven't had a chance to go check out Crusher Convo yet, or 3 Geeks Podcast, give them each a follow. We love these guys. We love doing stuff with them. And there is a reason why we're like, oh, Jessie's in the chat. She could jump on. Sure, absolutely. There's a reason why we send her a link, because we just love having them on the show. And they're just fun to hang out with and talk nerdy with. And what you see tonight is honestly a pretty good representation of who they are on their show. And they're just relaxed and a lot of fun to be around. So give them a follow. They're good folks.
And Tim kind of has to bring me on, because if he doesn't invite me, we share StreamYards now, so I can just pop on whenever.
He just comes on when he wants to.
Just hijacks it and be like, nope, I'm here now.
Was it a couple
I
weeks
have my
ago?
own StreamYard, so I control the main.
A couple weeks ago, I was having somebody on the show, and he's like, "So I'm coming on too, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." He goes, "Well, good." He goes, "It was that, or I was crashing." So
I've never done a show with Lloyd before. I wanted to be on with Lloyd.
Lloyd's a cool dude, man. Yeah, art by Cheat. So yeah, go check out Cheat Designs. By the way, our dude Lloyd, he's got some serious skills when it comes to artwork.
And I love my
you know what?
random group chat with you guys too. It's fun.
Oh, yeah, it's good times.
Kathleen, watch that
I mean-
2-minute video I sent you.
I will
Give me
definitely.
this.
Nice.
That is so
Check
cool.
that out. So when
That
I get
is
my office
horribly cool.
finished and built, that's going up on the wall, and I'm going to have it nicely framed and stuff because he even signed it for me. So
Quick
Yeah.
question. So that you're building yourself a new office. I know you've been under construction. I just never knew of what.
Oh yeah, that's not even his
So-
office that they're building.
this is just the house. I haven't even gotten out to the garage yet because we're
Okay.
building myself a new office out in the garage, and we've had to store all the building materials and all that stuff out in the garage. And so now we're finally getting to a point where that is getting built.
Nice.
And by the way, do you notice the Funkos in the closet? You should. They're
Yes,
open.
I
They're in the closet.
I have 2 more over there for you that I still need to mail.
Woo, yay, more.
Thanks to Tim. I'm now at I think 7 Funkos.
Oh,
I sent her
growing.
a couple.
I have
Send me a couple.
So
5 over
but-
there. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
It's never. I never really wanted to try and do a collection, but it's growing. Apparently, this is how it starts.
Kind
it
of like
is. They
cat.
just kind of show up.
They're like
and-
cat. They
or-
just show up.
Yeah, they
Makes
just kind of
sense.
show up. It's the Funko delivery system. They just kind of show up. And then you go to a Comic-Con with Kathleen, and she is your bad influence and just tells you to keep buying and keep buying and keep buying. And then when she can't be there, she tells Jason to do the same thing. And Jason walks by you and goes, "Oh, hey, you know that Funko that you don't have yet? He's got it for sale."
Oh,
And then you go over there to buy that one.
Yeah, I'm a
I
pusher.
go over there to buy that one.
Yeah.
and
If you have
he's
a
like,
Jason,
he
I'm
walks
not
up.
the person to be around.
No. So last year
Let me
at
take you
Monroe
guys to a
Comic-Con-
Star Trek convention.
Last year at Monroe Comic-Con, he's like, they have this character over there for sale. I'm like, I don't have that one yet. I need that one for my collection. He's like, I thought so. So I go over there. I'm picking up one. That Joker followed me back over there and looks over me and goes, "Yeah, you should probably buy that one too, and that one, and that one." I'm like, "Yeah, I probably should." I'm like, he's such a bad motivator. Jason's a bad
Oh,
influence.
No, I
But
mean,
in
as
all
long
the
as
worst
my
ways.
drugs and alcohol, I'm going to convince you to do it. So be ready.
Yeah, so the other 2 that I have for Tim are Basil and Zeb. So whether or not they're actually in their boxes still is a totally different question.
Honestly, I am just waiting
Clutch
for the
my
Beverly
pearls.
Crusher Funko Pop that has been
I can't
long
believe they
overdue.
haven't made one.
They've never
her. I
made
can't-
one. We got a Jack Crusher, and I was like,
Yeah, but I can't believe they haven't made a Bev.
yeah, never.
That just seems crazy to me.
It's
I mean,
mind blowing. There's just not a lot of Bev merch. Nope.
Hmm.
Very disappointed. Very disappointed.
Interesting. All right. Well, guys, write to Funko. Ask for a Beverly Funko.
So I'll start. Let's do it now. Writing
That's right.
campaign.
There you go. Johnny Bravo. Very cool. Very cool.
Nice.
All right, guys. I think that's going to do it for us. Like I said, go give Crusher Convo a follow. Please give 3 Geeks a follow. And if you're not already following the FSF podcast, please give us a follow here on YouTube as well. We would greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it. It would be super cool if you did. And until next time, may the force be with you as you continue to live long and prosper.
Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like
Yeah,
button.
do what he says.
it.
Goodbye.
Copyright 2025 FSF PopCast. Reference any specific product or entity mentioned on this podcast does not constitute an endorsement or recommendation by FSF PopCast. The views expressed by guests are their own, and their appearance on the program does not imply an endorsement of them or any entity they represent. If you have any questions about this disclaimer, please contact us via email at info@fsfpopcast.com.